Crypto Corner. So this month in Crypto Corner, Donna, who I haven't seen yet this morning, but maybe Donna will be here later. Donna was sending me some stuff on TikTok, some different videos and stuff, and I'm like, you know what? For the month of April, I'm going to do different TikTok topics for Crypto Corner. We're going to look at some different hashtags. So today's hashtag, I'm actually looking at hashtag Witchtok, which WITCHTOK, like TikTok, because there are some different Bruja videos and different hag videos and things like that. Now, I'm not going to be focusing on like Wiccans, like people practicing New Age religions, though they do appear under that hashtag as well, Witchtok. I am going to be focusing on the creepier stuff, the entities using nefarious paranormal powers and scare tactics to intimidate and frighten our audience. I'm going to start with a classic though, because I don't know if anybody else has seen this. This has been around for about a decade. I would say, and it is someone being chased by a alleged witch on a far off back road. There's been I've heard a few different origins of where this came from. Some said it was in Central America, Mexico, South America. I've heard it was in India, in the Middle East. I want to say, based on the people I'm hearing, I think it is somewhere in Central Asia or maybe the Near East in some area. But let's give this a watch and see. Maybe you all recognize the accent of the folks screaming in terror as this thing approaches them, and be able to pin down where they are located. Actually, I think I heard Spanish there. Did you hear Senora? I think this may be Spanish. Hold on. Let's keep going. It's just coming towards them. It's kind of like hobble walking. It looks like it has a cane, maybe. It's wearing a white gown, very clean white too, because it's showing up very well in the lights. I guess the quality of the video is not very good, but I think this is. Let me mute this fella now. I think this is from about 2007, so I didn't expect good camera quality, but it was a really weird video. I think personally, my opinion on it is that this is a person in a costume and that this video is staged. Just my opinion, but because there's nothing happening in the video itself that couldn't be done properly. It's not like the Patterson Gimlin footage or something where, a human can't move like that. Oh, a human definitely can move like that. There's no indication that this is not a human. As a matter of fact, it's actually a bit longer too. The thing tries to go away, like walk away, and they decide to follow it, and then it turns around and does this. That's what this part is. They see it on the road. It turns towards them, and then it walks away as they start backing up. And as it's walking away, they put it in gear and go after it. And then it does this. That's why it's acting this way, allegedly in the nature of the video. Good morning, the Afro-Humanist. If there was any witch lore from back in Nigeria. I believe you're from Nigeria. I'm sorry if I got that country wrong, where you originate from. But if there's any witch lore, I know that Nigeria is rife with witch lore. Drop it in the side chat, Esther, because we love to hear different cultural stuff. And I know that there's a lot of aversion to witches in African Christianity. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right. This one was actually the first one I found when I was looking through, because I didn't know which hashtag I was going to go with. And this one came up, and I don't know. And I'll upload his volume play too, because he's kind of funny.
F is that? Something's just standing there like a witch. What the hell is this, man? Bro, what the hell is this? Look at the legs it's got. Guys, what the F is that?
Yeah, I don't, I think maybe, can you all see my mouse? No. Okay. Damn it, TikTok, why don't you let me have my mouse on the screen? Okay, so what we have looks like there is maybe a dark figure back in the woods. He says it has legs. I don't know that I see it. I mean, he does sound like he genuinely thinks he's seeing something in his voice. But that could be acting too. I'm not going to say that it couldn't. But what we're looking at here definitely doesn't. I don't have any indication that it's human shaped, or that it's even an animal, because it's not moving. So that's my opinion on this one. It's interesting in that they're out in the forest in the snow, and he's seeing some kind of figure there, and he's live streaming. That's the story, though. That's the problem with a lot of these short clips with their story. There'll be a long, elaborate tale of supernatural interaction, and then there'll just be a clip that's a big old nothing burger like this, where there's nothing with it, nothing included. So I mean, if he had been doing his middle of the forest live stream, like it says on the camera, because we all do the middle of the forest live stream, and it showed the space and there was nothing there, and then it panned back over and there was something there. If it was something clearer, if we could make out definition of the features, then yeah, I could see this being a thing. But right now it's just a big old nothing burger. All right, and I like that expression. I actually learned that from Gavin Herleman. He started saying nothing burger, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good description of a lot of things, including this video. Next. All right, Witchtok chasing a man in Mexico. This one does not have any visual witches, but we do have some audio. Let's have a listen.
Ya casi llego a mi casa. Ay, güey, vengo bien pinche paniqueado. Ay, no mames, perra madre. Ah, su puta madre. No mames. Oh, man.
All right, so this whole video, again, driven by the audio. It's much like the first video. This, where like I said, it's not Patterson Gimlin footage. This is I guess we call this the Sierra sounds of the Witchtok world, because there's natural sources that this sound could be coming from, and to me there's no indication that this is not a sound that a human can make. That is my opinion. Sounds like humans yelling. Maybe this is a edited for fun, to like a prank video. Maybe it's the guy thought it was genuine and there's somebody actually messing with him. But either way, I think that this is what he's interacting with his people. Let's listen one more time. If you disagree with me with the audio here, let me know. And if you think it's something else, or there's indication that there's something supernatural going on, definitely disagree with me in the comments below. Alright, it's about to restart. I'm almost home, man. I'm panicking.
Ay, güey, vengo bien pinche paniqueado. Ay, no mames, perra madre. Ah, su puta madre.
hold on. Is there something there up on the hillside? Right there? Keep missing it. Is that a person, a figure standing up there on the hill? Let's watch it through again. That's interesting if it is, but I don't know the landscape. So. Was that one there too? Maybe there is some visual stuff in this one. I thought I looked over it pretty good. Is that a figure right there as well? Standing in the back there? Could be. Not a lot of details on this. Just says Bruja witches caught. Oh boy, walking home. Screaming. Oh man. I mean, he's got himself all out of breath on this too. All right. Looks like the Afro-Humanist has made a response to what I was saying there. I was accused of being a witch because someone showed me in the dream offering the oranges. It turns out if you offer anything sweet in the dreams the person is trying to initiate, are you okay? Are you? People have been said to turn into birds and different animals. They believe that people change into animals for evil. The New Age circles, there was kind of a notion of that too. They didn't present the case that you could turn into a physical animal. It was like a spirit form that people might see, and that was the explanation for why, like a skinwalker, for instance, why it appears to be a full animal, because it's the spirit form, and then it's casting that spirit form over their physical body via a spell, and then they stand up and become their true selves, still wearing the animal skin to give the the indication that that's what was allowing them to transform. But if you look at the way that they move when they're in their off, I'm going to get into skinwalkers again. We've already been there. If you want to look at skinwalkers, I have a video about it. And skinwalker, I might do a skinwalker segment on the TikTok videos if I find enough of them. But let's pop over to the next one. Thank you so much for sharing that about your experiences back in Africa, back in Nigeria, the Afro-Humanist. Does anyone else notice that sudden his before the alleged witches begin to wail? Sounds like it could be I know it does. It starts suddenly. I'll listen to that again. Like, there's no sound. It's like someone hit a play button. Yeah, I get that too. But moving on to the next one. Oh, this kind of borders the in between witch and ghost, but interesting nonetheless. Mm-hmm. What's our audio? Spooky music.
Allahu Akbar.
Here's our figure.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Ah!
In like some kind of basement, maybe abandoned ruins. There's a staircase, and back underneath it, behind there is a figure hanging.
Allahu Akbar. Ah!
And she shoots through the ceiling, or through a hole in the ceiling, maybe? Hard to say, because he doesn't go back over there and look up. But let's see if we can pause it and get a good look at the surroundings when he zooms in on her here. Okay.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Guy's shaking. I don't see any hole above her head here. She just goes right through the floor. So I think this is CGI. It has all the indicators of CGI. He walks around in the abandoned area with his camera, and they put in the long-haired. Again, this probably would have been better to talk about with like Ghost, but because this kind of looks like the typical long-haired Japanese girl ghost, where their hair hangs down on their face, like The Ring or The Grudge, that kind of entity, I think is what we're seeing here. But they do, in Japanese folklore, it really does, toe that line between witch and ghost. They're not a human. They were never a human, as from what I understand. For these entities, they were that's just their ecology in the spirit realm, so to speak. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna call that one CGI. Moving on. Ooh, here we go. Real witch caught on camera. Who is ready for this? Let's see what we have. Oh, we're not gonna play that. It's got Tiptoe Through the Tulips playing in the background. We can't be playing that. So we had to peek up around the corner there. All right, we'll watch it through again. So, guys, let's see. They stumble across a I don't know why I keep putting T's on the end of everything. Little ritual spot, something red and something glowing in the middle there, with a circle of little black candles around it. There's pan over to this brick wall with a window. There is a creepy face looking in. Ducks out of the way. They run around to have a look. Nothing's there. Nothing's there. So, and then we get a closer look at the face, but if I pause it, it puts the puts the play button right over the face. Isn't that wonderful? But looking at it, so head's down low right here, and they come around the corner. And look, the window's not extremely high. We don't see what's around the further corner here, because there's a right angle of brick walls, which you can see earlier on in the video. Here's the other brick wall, so it's a right angle of brick walls. We don't know what's on the other side of that. I'm speculating. My speculation, of course, is my own, and I don't expect anybody else to adhere to it. But this is a Halloween mask. I don't think this is a real person's face. Just based on some of the features, there's no real, just from the stills that I can apply here, we're lacking like a brow ridge. The morphology is all wrong for an actual human skull. If they're going to claim this is a supernatural monster or something like that, then okay, it doesn't have to have a human skull. But if they're going to say it's a witch, which should be a human, should be a person, then yeah, we're dealing with some gross anatomy that would need to be. You think there'd be some kind of treatment record for this, for somebody dealing with this many? We call them mutations, morphological abnormalities, to give someone a facial structure like this. Not to say that people don't, have large hooked noses, sunken eyes, and no brow ridges. No real, from what I can tell here, no real maxilla. That could be because she's missing teeth too, of course. I say she, there's no indication that this is male or female, but the lack of teeth would give the impression that there's no maxilla, that there's just the nose and then the lips right underneath it. It's a strange appearance, but that can happen if the individual's missing teeth and they close their mouth all the way and their face kind of sinks in. So that could happen, but someone to have all these facial features in one individual, that condition existed, then it would be understood by our scientific community, I think. Again, disagree with me below if you think something different about this one, but we are gonna move right along. Flying witches in Mexico. Mexico is very popular for the bruja sightings. I think we see something floating in the distance. This is 2006, according to the timestamp. This has been stabilized too. You can see from the way the timestamp's jumping around that this was not a stable video by any means. But our figure continues to go on a stable path to the right here, and does not appear to move or and interact with any of the environment. Just on a straight linear path, almost like it's sliding on a rope or line. It could also be a balloon, but I don't know that a balloon would keep this straight trajectory without any rising or falling. Based on the different air pressures as it moves along. Have you ever watched a balloon drift along in the sky? They go up and down. The wind batters them around. The warm and cool air tosses them and turns them. They don't generally stay on such a straight path. That's why I was saying it looks like maybe a line, maybe a like a zip line. It's a little slow for a zip line, but at this distance, it all depends a lot on distance and angle. It does, to me, look a lot like a zip line. The way that the body moves. I don't know if it's a body. It doesn't necessarily even have to be a person on a zip line. It could be a dummy. You're not even a dummy because it's not necessarily humanoid in shape. This is the longest TikTok I've ever seen. 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Oh, there's Barky girl. Sorry. Alright, this video has been enhanced and stabilized. We appreciate that, so we can get a better look at our alleged witch. Do you see a humanoid shape here? I'm not saying it's not a humanoid shape, because it could be, but I don't think it doesn't seem like something that would that there's any way to fly this way. Really think it looks like a zip line to me, but that's my opinion. Again, always free to disagree with me in the comments below. All right, and moving right along. We are going to... Oh, this one's my favorite. This one's my favorite. There's no audio for it. Well, there's like a robot voice reading the clips here, or reading the writing on the screen here, but I'm going to do that myself. And we're going to watch this interaction. A group of explorers go into the forest known for having witches in Mexico. They encounter a couple of witches doing a ritual, and when the witch gets close, he attacks one of the explorers, trying to choke the shit out of him. As they try to defend themselves, another witch comes from behind, forcing them to try to leave. But when they try to leave, one of the witches starts throwing fireballs like he's Mario. That's why this is my absolute favorite of these videos. The witch is throwing fireballs at him. Look at that. Whoosh. So they find them at their little fireside ritual, and they go up to him. And yeah, when the witches get closer, it looks like the guys are moving up on the witches, right? But anyway, the witch starts choking one of the dudes. I allegedly that's what's happening there. And then another one pops up behind him, right? And this dude's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you with my whatever he's holding there. I don't know if it's mag light maybe, but it launches a fireball at him like straight out of D&D. Oh man, here's another angle of it. Yeah, whoosh. I think this is staged and choreographed. I think these people are all together doing this. That's my opinion on it. I love the inclusion of the fireball, though. Really, really sells the that these are actual witches, not just some neo-pagans or kids messing around, but actual witches with powers. Supernatural powers to throw fireballs, and I mean choking someone. Obviously, that's not exactly a witchy supernatural power, but being able to cast different fireballs would be. I wish one of them would throw like an ice ball. Ring, can you decide? Can you tell me what level of fireball that was? I don't know if you can tell from the video or not. If it's like a level 3 or how much damage it actually did. It didn't do any damage because the dude dodged it, which I guess I don't know what he rolled for that, but he managed to dodge it. All right, and lastly, this is a point I wanted to push home, and this person's kind of in the same boat as me. So let's hear what they have to say. All right.
Oh my god, you guys. Okay, so you know that whole thing going around TikTok about witches and how they used to fly on their brooms, like made an ointment or whatever, and they used to fly on their brooms or whatever because they put like a bunch of crazy crap on the end of a broom and then stuck it up, and where is it? Okay, so flying ointment number 1, page 29.
Flying ointment.
So we're gonna flip it to, yeah, I straight found that recipe. Look at this one. Belladonna
Yeah, let's look at this. She goes through the list too. We got opium, belladonna, hemlock, hemp.
Flying ointment. Are you serious? Opium? Like, where did they get this?
Now the other one
So
she
we're
looked
gonna
at first.
Flip it to, yeah, I straight.
Yeah, it's hashish in it, lard. I believe that in the old grimoires and stuff, the lard would actually have been human fat. Was the preferred ingredient for your flying ointment or your werewolf ointment, because they're basically the same. If you look into the history of them, it's just something that's alleged to cause psychological effects. Handful of hemp flowers, handful of poppy flowers. So we got hemp and opium. Ground sunflower seeds. That's kind of mundane. But this one.
Found that recipe. Look at this one. Belladonna.
Yeah, belladonna and hemlock are both poisonous. Be careful ingesting anything like that. Opium will make you fly.
Hemlock. Flying ointment. Are you serious? Opium? Like, where did they get this? This is crazy. I can't believe this was in here.
So this TikTok actually made me want to look into different witch recipes. So I did go out into the wiki article about the flying ointment. So let's have a look at that. Where are we gonna go? Here we are. We are going to switch views just a second here. So I got this kind of set up, but I'm still learning it. Like I was saying before, I have kind of a new setup. So flying ointment is a hallucinogenic ointment said to have been used by witches in practice of European witchcraft for at least as far back as the early modern period, while detailed recipes for such preparations were first recorded. All right, so yeah, you got they call it different things here. Witch's flying ointment, green ointment, magic salve, or lycanthropic ointment. Yeah, they call this werewolf ointment in some of the different books that I had read. This is also what they put on the inside of their wolf pelts, whether it's just a belt that they wear around their waist or a pelt that they wear over themselves. And we'll talk about that more when I do an actual crypto corner on werewolves and the mythology around that, which will be coming up. I think I'm going to do monsters in October and kind of do like an origin of them. We'll talk about like the Highgate vampire and stuff. But we'll get to that when the spooky season is upon us again. For right now, though, we're gonna stick to Witchtok here and look at what the ointments that are alleged to give people the ability to fly here. So the composition, Francis Bacon, attributed as Lord Verulam, listed the ingredients of witch ointments as the fat of children digging out of their graves, of juice of smallage. Oh, celery. Okay. Never heard it called smallage before. Wolfsbane, cinquefoil, another flour, mingled with the meal of fine wheat flour. Okay, so it's just basically human fat with a whole bunch of different ingredients. Wolfsbane, of course, we get back into our hallucinogens and dangerous recommendations to consume this in any dose without proper clinical instruction. Unrelated to Francis's account, poisonous ingredients listed in works on ethnobotany include belladonna, henbane, bell, jimson weed, black henbane, mandrake, hemlock, and or wolfsbane, most of which contain allotropin, hycycamine, or scopolamine. Scopolamine can cause psychotropic effects when absorbed transdermally. These tropane alkaloids are classified as delirants in regard to their psychoactive effect. So, yeah, they basically call it, this is stuff that's going to induce hallucinations in people who put it on their skin or are exposed to that skin, whether they put it directly on their skin, as some accounts would have them do, whether they put it on their broom and then straddle that broom, whether they put it on the inside of an animal pelt and wrap it around themselves, whether they put it into like a face paint, like what you'd see in the Yilnald Lucy tradition from Navajo tradition, with the corpse or the white paint that they put on is also thought to include similar psychotropic ingredients. All right. So yeah, that's the witch ointment, and they use that to fly, and that is gonna wrap it up here for Crypto Corner, exploring the hashtag Witchtok. Let me just pop through the live chat here, make sure I didn't miss anything fun and awesome from my fun and awesome audience. Nah, if that's a D&D spell, it would be a firebolt. If it was a fireball, the screen would be filled with flames. D&D fireballs fill a 20-foot radius sphere. See how high she flies. Okay. Is that a Bunsen burner? For sure, firefight. I recommend DMT. Yeah, so hallucinogens. Hallucinogens are the source of witches' powers. If we look through their own very own grimoires and see what they're doing. Yeah, Jimson weed can cause very negative side effects. Listen to Dr. Ben, because they take their medical exams and this stuff pops up all the time. Jimson weed is strongly recommended against using it for recreational use, because you will have the most horrifying experiences. statistically speaking. I mean, yeah, not everybody who takes Jimson weed has a bad trip, but a bad trip is definitely in the cards. Most of the cards are a bad trip. If you manage to dodge that, you just got lucky. All right. So now, Jimson weed is infinite. Yeah, medical board exams. All I know is there are tangerine trees and marmalade skies. That is true. Jimson weed, aka loco weed. Absolutely. Yeah, Jimson weed is the ingredient that popped out to me too. I wasn't sure if anybody else was familiar with it, but I kind of guessed that Dr. Ben would be Dr. Ben would be in the know about Jimson weed. 1 second, I'll be right back. I'm sorry. This is sorry about that. Had the dog was having issues outside, so I had to go let her in. Okay, student Dr. Ben, were there any lasting side effects of Jimson weed? Is it a toxin that continues to poison lifelong, or is it temporary? Probably not long term, but while the drug is active, it functions as an anti-cholinergic, yeah. All right, so that was Crypto Corner for Saturday, April 2nd. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are watching this on Friday, thank you for coming to my premiere, and please remember to be kind and take care.